Another episode. I don't know if this is the 40th, but I think we're pretty close. The 40 episodes, so we've gone over that on paper.
Yeah.
That have actually made it uploaded because we sometimes have errors. Guess I'm talking to the mic. Welcome to Dude Dad's Podcast. Are you pushing right now?
No, I'm just looking. I was looking at the...
Did you see that lean? That means I thought he was trying to not shit himself.
I should push this thing out a little bit so I could see it.
Oh, first off, did you check the numbers on that? You should look at it. My son did ride over that with his bike.
Oh, I knew there was a microphone out. Yeah, so... Might be a skosh loud.
Okay, you need to probably turn me up. Last episode, I was pretty low.
You didn't talk. You weren't talking into the mic either.
I wasn't heavily right here.
No, you were farther away than that.
Okay,
episode 101.
Okay, your mom.
Your mom goes to college.
Your mom went to college.
All right, so here we go. Another happy Friday.
Happy fucking Friday, man.
Yeah, I've done a lot of shit today. I think you have too.
Today, just today.
And I still have a lot more to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So another week. It's just you and I solo.
I like to go on paper, and I'm going to say it, because I don't give a rat's ass. I'm moving in. Fuck the Sodell bitches. You had two chances, okay? Not personal, but go fuck yourself, all right? You that busy? Come on, get the fuck out of here. I mean, look.
Hey, man.
You know what? We're not that big either, but damn it, we show up for people's shit, you know?
I mean... Oh.
What standards are we setting if we let them back on? You know what I mean? Hey, you missed the train. See you on the next one. All right?
Yeah.
Get another ticket.
All right. All right. So, how'd your week go? I didn't see you this morning at the park. Everybody knows we usually get some playground reps in the morning with the boys. Show up at the playground, skate park, get some reps in, let the kids run around a little bit, and then we walk to school. And Tom was a no-show this morning.
Well, Macon was in bed till, I don't know, 8:20, you know? Like, I try to let him naturally wake up, because when you kind of wake him up, then it's like, I got to deal with, like, a crappy attitude. I don't know if he's blown out from swimming in the pool last night or what, but, yeah, I got there like 8:45. He still got to go through the routines like I was telling you, so he's got to at least run down to the park, jump on a ramp, come back up. We peed by a tree, and then we walked up. So.
Yeah. And you were just a little bit late. No big deal.
I took a picture for Cass. She's like, Tom, he wore those clothes yesterday. I was like, yeah, well, you got to pick your battles. So
yeah, yeah. You know, I say that you got to pick your battles a lot too, and usually comes at something with the morning routine.
Yeah,
like a lot of times it's breakfast, right? Hey, everything's going great, but for some reason, if Jerry wants chicken nuggets for breakfast, and they're gonna sit there and argue when we got to leave in 10 minutes.
Yeah, like I estimated 9 o'clock for a basement. I'm like, whatever, dude. You want to wear? He's like, I want to wear his clothes again. I'm like, what? At that day, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
he wore them half a day. You know what I mean? It's like, who cares?
Our kids are taken care of. They're loved. They got safety. They got a good roof over their head. They got bellies full.
Yeah.
So,
other than that, yesterday got Kansas new SUV.
Oh, nice. What'd you get?
I got a Toyota Sequoia.
A new one?
Yeah.
New?
Oh, fucking brand new.
Oh, boy.
Platinum.
That's awesome.
Come on.
Mommy's happy.
Oh, she happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dividends in the works. You know what I mean?
Is Daddy happy, though?
Dude, I actually really like it. Number one, it solves a couple different issues for us. So when you guys saw me, I had to go back. I would drive the roof at Little Pinky because it had car seats. My other little work truck did not have enough for car seats and blah, blah, blah. So now I just have one vehicle I can use to take the kids wherever in the morning, and then it's an F-250 diesel, so it can tow whatever I need, because the little truck that Rihanna used to have could not tow that much. It wasn't that safe. So it took care of all kind of problems. Is it the SUV way more expensive than the F-150? Hell yeah, but whatever, man. It solves some problems. Buy it once, and then we're done. We'll keep these things for like 30 years.
So what about the car? Are you going to get rid of the car?
The Pinky?
Yeah.
No, everybody knows Pinky.
You going to keep it?
That's the estimate vehicle. That's like my go-kart. I get in that thing to run estimates real fast.
Okay. All right.
Because it is, even as nice as the F-250 is, it's not that fun to drive all day, every day. You know, like it's nice to just, I got 3 estimates real quick in the evening. Like, let me just floor this little Jeep and I'll go to them right now. You know?
No, I can appreciate that.
The Toyota is nice. We went and looked at a Honda Pilot, and we looked at a Kia Sorento. They were nice. They had a lot of nice things, but they were also like they were a little bit smaller.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we got done, Candace was a little shy about like how she felt about it because, and I said, I don't think any of those cars really like had a wow factor. She's like, oh, I'm so glad you said that. She's
Why
like,
would you be shy about that?
I think
tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I think because she was, she wanted to like, she's spending my money, so she wants to be like modest with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, I'm like, look, I'm not spending that even less just for less. Like,
no.
And like the Sorrento had a huge screen. It's probably 3 foot wide. It's like in place of the speedometer and all that stuff. I'm like, bro.
Like a Tesla?
Yeah, like, it just goes along the whole dash.
Oh, really?
I'm like, this is way too much. What am I going to stare at this? How much this thing costs when it breaks?
Oh,
so she's like, well, let's hurry up and drive. It's like 7:00. Let's hurry up and drive and check out the Toyota Sequoia. I'm like, I like Toyotas. So we as soon as she was saying, she's like, well, I'm driving these cars and I don't really feel like I'm sitting up high. I'm like, well, you're a little bit spoiled from the 250. It sits up high. Yeah. You're not going to get that back. She's like, well, I don't really feel from these cars. I'm like, she's like, but I don't want the Tahoe and the other big ones like every other wife has. And she's like, they're kind of way too big for what the fuck we need. I was like, all right, let's check out the Sequoia. We pull up. I was like, in my head, I was like, this is probably it.
Yeah.
We got there, super nice, not overdone inside, just really nice, but not like projection screen here, big fuck. It just was nice. And we took a ride and it was super smooth. It has almost 500 horsepower, has over 500 pounds of torque.
Yeah.
Because it's a hybrid. It has the battery back to come on.
Okay.
So I was excited after driving. I was like, I really like this. I like that she has her own car. Put the kids in that thing. I got my work truck and stay my work truck. I don't have to clean it to get the family in. Like we can, like wherever we take trips, I gotta clean my truck out, get all the tools out, pack. Yeah. Like now it's just mine. Mm-hmm. Her shit is her shit. My shit is my shit. I don't have to co-mingle those things anymore.
Yeah, that's nice.
Which is great. And I don't have the little truck problem anymore. So like it's beautiful. She deserves it. I said, this is your, after 2 babies, we're done, gift,
You're done? No more kids?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get snipped?
No.
You going to?
No.
Why?
Well, there is some data showing, some testosterone drop and stuff or something.
No. There's not.
There's some things, and Cam's like, I don't want you to get snipped. I was like, I don't want to get snipped either.
That's nothing to do with testosterone.
Well, go fuck yourself. What are you, doctor now?
I basically am a doctor.
Look, I've watched enough Joe Rogan to know, like, I know what's going on here.
It doesn't stop the shit from being made. It just stops the shit from coming out.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's other things, problems, I don't know. I don't know. And guess what? I don't have to rush into it. I'm so busy with all the other shit. Like, it's so low on my list of problems.
You're going to fuck around, and one's going to get through the goalie, and then you're going to fuck around with a kid number 3.
I'm going to tell you right now. There has been plenty of months, where like.
Scares?
I'm just sitting there wondering, like, because, like, the period can come late sometimes. You're like.
Yeah.
Here we go. But I use condoms now. Whatever. It's all good.
What?
Have to.
Really?
That's the other part where I probably get snipped, so I don't keep using these condoms.
Who the fuck wants to do that?
Right now, it's so low on my list.
Hold on a second. Let me go into the drawer and tear this thing open.
I know.
With your wife?
We're going like, I call it, we're going like, I'm going high school on it right now. You know what
I mean? I remember it at one point. For a very short period of time, we used condoms, and it was like before little Jerry and some different birth control or something. It was just it was a short, like, weeks or a month or so, and there was a fucking like a little element of like, it's kind of exciting, it's a little bit sexy. Because you haven't used a condom in so long.
I know.
You haven't had to, so it was like...
Because back in the day, when you were putting a condom on, it meant something. You were closing.
And I think that was a piece of it. Like, it does seem a little bit sexy. Like we're doing something we're not supposed to be doing.
Condom on, that means I'm guaranteed this is happening. Good boy. Yeah.
But now, like... because...
I'll probably get snipped. And then she I don't want her to get on birth control. It just fucks their body up too much.
That's the worst piece. Birth control... That is hormonal.
Yeah.
That does fuck with the women. And women that are on birth control for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I almost had to watch her body correct after birth control and babies. Like, it takes a while, man.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So that's why I was happy, just completely fine with getting snipped.
That's why we use AG1 for all your nutritional needs. No.
Why would it be careful saying that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What
Fuck around, get a sponsorship. I don't know what's going to happen.
What are the rules to that?
There's none. You could do free advertising for sure.
So fucking condoms.
Real quick,
weird.
You know, I had a after that though, I did go to my favorite store. I got some. I went to Tractor Supply. My partner, Lou, pretty much talked me probably into buying his trailer, which I'm going to test out. It's an equipment trailer, but I wanted a deck over because it solves mediocre, put it politely, mediocre forklift drivers that can put a lot of like lumber and stuff onto my trailer without, so.
Yeah, and they're all mediocre.
I'm tired of buying shit, man. I bought a lot this year and I just need to pay. I just want to get everything paid off. I don't really like holding a lot of debt, So this year is going to be my like kind of payoff year. Get some, what the hell you staring at? What's going on here? We losing it all? This whole project's done. Wrap it up. Burn this place down. It's all done.
I just want to make sure the right mics were on.
Okay.
So I think like, shit, if Macon ran over this thing with his fucking bike. First of all, what's he doing with his bike in the fucking office?
Being an athlete. I mean,
obviously.
Fucking X Games in here.
The X Games in the 10x10 office.
Yeah.
With desks and chairs and
you know what I mean?
What have you.
So, love Tractor Supply. Love the people in there. It's just, it's nice. It's like the one store I don't mind really going into. Yeah. I like to stare at the clothes, see if there's some clearance. Believe it or not, it's one of the stores harder to get my size, the extra large. There's always like a medium, a large, and then like somebody took all the extra larges and then it's 2 and 3X's. You know? Yeah, which is kind of funny because I'm like, yeah, there's big guys, big farmers coming in here like buying up shit.
Yeah, XL is like a normal dude. I mean, like.
Well, I mean, from what I see out there, it's not.
Mostly double XLs?
No, I mean, mostly in the world, it's probably mediums and larges for guys.
I don't know, man.
I don't need,
you're a half a man. What grown-ass man is a fucking medium?
My roofers?
If you're a fucking, well, they're Mexican. They're tiny humans. No, if you're a grown-ass man and you're in a medium, you need to hit the weights or something. Hit the gym.
Man. Like, I don't
What are you doing with yours? It's like these men, these boys that wear skinny jeans. How do you get a fucking skinny jean over your leg? I can't get my thigh in that.
Have you seen the size of my calves?
That's what I'm saying.
I cannot wear anything other than anything that is relaxed or whatever the original fit is.
Or like an athletic
is
cut,
my
boot
skinny
cut.
jean, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I got calves, thighs, and asses. Like it ain't.
Yeah.
I don't.
But the dudes nowadays aren't built like that. Why is that? Why are these dudes fucking skinny?
Here, I've said this before, and I think it's because. Like people look at my calves like, damn, Tommy genetically we have some calves. My mom's got calves. But I did work out my calves a lot. Like we rollerbladed a lot.
And you ran a lot.
We skateboarded a lot. We biked a lot. We ran a lot. And I don't mean like we picked it up. Like we tried to get good at every sport we did. So like I would rollerblade from my old house all the way in town, spend all day trying to grind into K2s and then go back home.
Yeah.
Which could you imagine my feet like how at that age could your feet stand going a 4-mile ride on rollerblades, hanging out, grinding on shit, then rolling back home in them?
Well, I guess that's it right there, right? Like kids don't do that stuff.
They don't do that.
They're not building those muscles.
They're probably getting a ride into town, hanging at a friend's house, do a little rollerblading in the driveway, and then
or even biking. Who bikes? What bikes or what kids bike all day long?
I don't know. I think anymore if you see kids on a bike, it is probably in a neighborhood. That's if you wanted to leave and go see your friends, you got on the bike and you had to go in town. Right. Back then, that was the only neighborhood out here. I was the only neighborhood outside of town. Yeah. Like, okay, I was there and I'm like, okay, well, if you want to go see other people, you got to go in town or go to someone's, like, back then, you're like, where do you live? We live on the road. I'm like, oh, well, on the road. Okay, how do I get there?
Yeah.
But now, I mean, it's too much traffic. I don't even want my own son out there.
Hell no, man.
Anyway, bring up this controversial shit you want to talk about. Let's get into it.
I got into this conversation this morning, and I've been thinking about it a little bit. Someone at the gym, shout out to Coach Michael, talking about like how I am becoming of the opinion that this whole movement, we'll call it for lack of a better word, over the past handful of years of guys that are like spilling their feelings to whether it be their wives or other dudes, I think it's a bad social experiment. I think it's causing more issues than long term than it's doing good. And it's probably unpopular to most people, especially women, but I feel like we're supposed to take on more stress. We're supposed to do fucking things and handle the shit in life that inevitably is going to kick you in the nuts, right? Like at any given time.
We're the firemen.
We're the firemen, right? And we're supposed to protect our wives and kids from that.
Yeah.
So why the fuck does your wife want to hear you bitch and moan about some shit? Just fucking do it, because you're...
So there's a movement to essentially tell your wife what is stressing you out about being a man and taking on those problems, which it could so many layers, you know.
There is, so, and I recognize that.
Let's start here. What was the goal of, like, when someone does that? What was the purpose? What was the...
Maybe it was to not internalize.
Okay. So we're not internalizing. Okay.
Right? Maybe that's what it is. May not hold on to it and open up more. But I believe that the majority of women out there don't want to hear your problems. Right? They might think they do. They might think so. But if you get it all the time, you're not going to like it. You know what I mean?
I could see, like, I could, you know, there's always, like, a learning curve with something new. Yes. So it's like, maybe everyone could say what it's like to be a man and the problems that we face. But if they're going to be reoccurring and it's always a thing, you don't really need to, like, maybe you just educate your wife on, like, these are things that we go through, and then it's like, and explaining to your wife, like, I'm going to let you know maybe one time, but, like, I'm not going to complain about them. I don't need to get them off my chest. They're always going to be a thing that men assume that role. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's the point.
Yeah.
Like, you're born into this, and if you can't handle it, you don't like it, that's a different problem. Yeah. But you figure it the fuck out, because I guarantee you, I would go on record to say this, the majority of women, whether they think so or not, do not want to hear their husbands complain or whine and cry about feelings and their stresses. Just fucking handle it.
Yeah, because I don't think women can give back what men really would need from that. I think that's why men do so well with talking to other men.
And just like men, they have to deal with the things that are a man's responsibility, or that's in our DNA to do.
Yeah.
Provide, protect, all that sort of thing. It's not in a woman to listen to you bitch either. It's not in them. That's why, even though if your intentions may be great, the intentions behind all of this are absolutely good, but I just don't think it can work in the long run. I just don't think it can work.
What is the setting? Like, somebody just, like, so where do you see that stuff?
I don't think it's just women either. I think it's like, I'm going to come to you and cry and whine about some shit. Now, here's the layer, right? Because I do agree there's layers to this. If I'm suicidal for some reason, or if I'm thinking bad things and I'm like, hey man, I need to, like, talk through this.
Yeah.
That's different. I'm not saying that.
And hopefully you had good friends around you.
Yes. And that's different. That's not what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm talking about, like,
everydayers.
But I got, so much work to do, and, and bills, and like, I'm stressed out. Like, no, yes, me too.
Yeah.
I got it fucking too.
That kind of reminds me of, like, Candace. If I kind of tell her all those things, she'll kind of put me in place, like, I don't ask you to do all those things. Like, you want all this stuff. I'm like, that is true. I do want, like, I'm the driven one, so I can't be like,
yes.
Like, oh, she's like, you don't have to be that. You're just so fucking, she'll say, like, she's like, you're so driven. She's like, I don't know how you do it, So I like, and she knows I don't put it on her. I'm not trying to put it on her, and I don't really tell her about it, because, like, it's my normal.
So you do all that stuff, and then every once in a while you might get tired.
I will tell her if I need help. Like, I kind of try to hint at, like she knows right now when she gets done school, I have been sacrificing taking the kids to school in the morning.
Oh, summertime, it's on.
Because she knows I'm going to be out of this house at like 5 in the morning. I just look at her and all I say is, I can't wait to go to work. I just want to leave the house before the sun comes up.
Yeah.
I just want to go to work. I just want to get some shit done.
Not have 4 or 5 things to do before work. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, and like, hey, are you home right now? Yeah, I'm home. What do you need?
Oh,
like,
they take advantage of
They
us.
take advantage of
They
it.
take advantage of
it's all good.
our,
She's like,
self-employment.
I know.
You know?
I'm like, I just want to leave the house. I don't want to fight with the kids. I don't want to have these. I'm doing it for us.
Right.
But you're gonna take these kids in the summer so I can go to fuck to work to pay for the things we just got done so I can give better service to people because I can't do this forever. But I don't go negative with her. Sometimes I say I chose all this stuff and I volunteered to do this stuff in the morning so our kid doesn't have to ride the bus for an hour before he goes to daycare.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I'm looking at her like, I need to go to work. I need to like, you know what I mean?
And I felt that a lot with when the kids were in pre-K and I had to get them at 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
11, you can't get anything done.
No.
You drop them off at 8:30. And then you go home, or you go out and about, you're not going to get a whole bunch done before an hour and a half, 2 hours later, you got to turn around and go back and pick them up. So that's literally half the day shot. Yeah. It's done.
So, I mean, there's things like, making game plans. As far as like as a man telling your wife all your stressors, all your problems, wouldn't it, to me, this is only my thought because of how mom's set up is, I'm chasing my dreams, so I don't really complain about them. I will tell her if I have a lot happening to me, and I apologize if I'm angry because sometimes it gets so crazy, so overwhelming.
I think that's good.
That's good.
I think that's a good thing.
Let's say
don't just be a dick to your family. No, I'm not saying that at all.
But if I don't know how the conversation would go, and this has got to be a lot of people because a lot of people are not chasing their dreams. If you're bitter at work and you're coming home with your stressors and you're complaining to your wife, maybe you're really just complaining the fact that you feel like a loser.
Maybe you need to change some shit.
Maybe you need to nut the fuck up and like go get it.
That's it.
Because I don't think a woman's attracted to a guy complaining about him not doing shit.
And that's where I say a woman might sit here and wish that her husband was opening up more.
But we know the real shit
because really don't.
Because a real man walks in like a fucking boss. She's like, I kind of like this guy.
That's what I'm saying. A real woman. I don't want to say a real woman. Most women don't want.
It's in you. You know what I mean? You like the bad boy over the good guy. I don't know what the fuck it is, but
it's not even that. It's just like.
But it shows you like they like the confidence.
And the work ethic and running to the fire.
Yeah.
Right? And like you had a long day and you're going to lay in bed with your spouse at the end of the night and you're wrapping it up. You want to talk about your feelings or are we going to fuck and go to sleep? What do you want? What would you rather have?
Right.
There is not a woman out there that's going to say, well, I'd rather listen to him talk about his feelings and how, him open up.
And I'm not even good at it.
No.
And like I said, I don't really think women can give back what men are always looking for, because I think we just have different goals. I think that's why I believe men have to go out and have like, I'll look at Candace like, look man, I just gotta have some beers, go get me and my bar buddy or something. I gotta have some beers and just, then that's, I think men do a good job. Like go have some beers, you go talk on that level. And like that's all you need.
It's just a little decompression.
I feel like as us kind of men are a little bit harder, we just don't. I don't want to tell my wife that stuff. That's not her, that's not her problem.
Why would you put that burden on them?
She's got enough going on.
They already have enough going on. Yes, they have enough going on.
If she was built like that, she'd be me. So she don't need all that.
Yeah. And, I mean, not only that, folks like, dudes like you and I, it's because we're into so many different things, it's not the easiest to be married to. Yeah. Because you're into so many different things. Your hands are into so many different pots. Hobbies, work, all these other things, right? That's not we're not a 9-to-5 weekend off type of family.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that in itself isn't the easiest thing to have as a spouse.
Yeah,
So why would you want to add more to that?
I know. I'm more like, hey, what you guys doing Saturday morning? Because I gotta go run some quick leads real quick while people are available. Yeah. If you guys want to drink your coffee and breakfast, I can go knock out like 3 leads real quick before we go to the beach.
Yeah, I got to work tomorrow too. Speaking of the beach. Memorial Weekend is next weekend. Can you believe that?
I wonder if my boat, dude. My motor is on the new pontoon.
It's done.
They just were waiting to test it. The water's kind of stuck when they want to go take it out in the bay and
the
test
wind
it.
And shit's terrible.
So, but yeah, other than that, no, it's going to be done.
So now you got that break-in period.
I got that break-in period.
What'd you get? Mercury, Suzuki, Yamaha?
Yeah, Mercury. Because I already had the controls for it.
Oh yeah, that's right. What size?
I don't know.
150?
150 or 115? I don't know. I don't remember.
That's crazy. Who
cares?
Don't even remember.
There's too much shit bought this year, and I'm going to spend all my efforts working hard as fuck to pay these things off because I'm not going into whatever probably inevitably will be a crash of a market, and I'm going there as least dead as I can.
Yeah.
While it's still kind of good, I'm going to get paid. I'm going to pay my shit down and off.
Yeah.
And get ready for like a tighten up.
So what's your plans next weekend? Is your beach house rented out, or are you going down there for the weekend?
Yeah, I think we're going down on the boat. But yeah, we have to go back down this weekend, do a couple touches, and then I'm getting ready to call the photographer, get ready to get these photos.
So it's not booked out for Memorial Weekend?
It's not.
Okay, so you're going to use it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, why you won't come down?
We're going to be down Friday night, Saturday night.
We meeting up?
We're going to be down Fenwick, the campground with some friends. And then shout out Sean Bell inviting us down to his camper.
Oh, nice.
Sunday, I don't know what time we're leaving. We're going out. It's kind of open. If we head north Sunday, I might stop in and maybe go to Paradise.
Nice.
I'll have the boat with me.
Good. Okay. So, now, how much time you ever spend staring at your refrigerator? You know what I mean? And just thinking about how blessed and how normalized.
We are fucking jumping today.
Dude, I was sitting on the couch. I was kind of looking around the house and like looking at the refrigerator. I'm like, thinking about the key because Megan was just in it. I was like, damn, man, like they can just open that fridge up and grab food. I'm like, and the refrigerator is pretty recent. It's not that old.
No.
So it's like, damn, how comfortable is it around here? Like, I was just thinking, like, someone came back and visited. Like, it's like you could. Sometimes I'm like, I'm a tough ass man. I'm like, but also like, I'm so secure on like, I could just go buy the meat. It just hangs out in the fridge. Like, people will lose their mind. Like, yeah, just grab some food out of it. Just sits there in the fridge. It's like, it's like a magic machine. Like, that little thing cured so many problems for so many people. And like, how you just normalize it, and it's just so easy. And you can waste so much stuff out of it, but not like you talk to your grandfather. It's like, I didn't have a fucking fridge growing up. Like, that happened like, what, in the 50s, 60s?
They had ice boxes.
Ice boxes, man.
Yeah.
That's not that long ago.
Ice. No, it wasn't. No, you're right. I've been into Amish houses that still have ice boxes that you buy ice every couple days, and that's what your shit stays in.
It's just great. But here's a real thing I thought about today. I was just asking about the refrigerator. If the dad and would have been grandfather always dies early, does that make a better man? Now, I say that because my father, I believe, did not meet his grandfather. I did not meet my grandfather, and my son will not meet his grandfather on the man's side. And I'm thinking, but each one of us has been raised in like a way that forces us to find ourselves, because we don't get much history from the grandfather. Like, I never got to see like my dad's dad. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get to see like the original, I don't get to see, the right 1.0 essentially would have been, right?
Yeah.
So I only see her dad, and then, but to have your dad not become a grandfather later, he would have to die early. So like, could you raise a stronger family if the dad only makes it till the kid's like, early 20s, and then like, if that always happened, would that raise a bunch of men that could learn a good foundation from their father being a real man, but then with that loss would cause them to learn a lot of things on their own, which would force them to be a tougher man, having to learn it itself.
Yeah, I think there's benefits, lack of a better word, benefits in both, right?
Yeah.
If I wasn't real close to my dad's dad. He always, for the most part, lived far away. I was really close to my mom's dad.
Okay.
And he just passed away almost 4 years ago. So for my entire life, well into he knew both my kids,
Yeah.
I had him, and I think there's a lot I learned from him, and great memories, fishing, sports, all that jazz, and I think that's a great thing. If I didn't have that, it would just be one other piece that I didn't have help
Yeah.
raise me and mold me and teach me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to what you said, and which I don't know anything about that, is I don't think you're wrong either.
Yeah.
If it's kind of forces you to like be a little harder, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
because you're kind of lost a little bit. No, I don't say lost, but like you have to like rebuild what you think is your pedigree,
which is going to make you go through hard times and learn the hard way.
What I say before, to deliver a message, you must be in search. That's what I heard the guy tell Bob Marley in that movie. You know, his nickname was the messenger.
But you got to know what you're after, though.
You must be in search of something, because you can't deliver a message to somebody if you haven't been around searching, going through trials and tribulations.
Yeah, and
so
that's where I see that's could be a benefit too. It's all going to come down to. So
if we're like a species of a bug, you're like, yeah, these ones make it to 35 and then they die, and then their offspring becomes harder of it. It's like, man, is that like a, you know?
And I always try to see the good in everything.
Yeah.
See what you can learn in everything, and to that too is where your dad and my dad both died prematurely. So, but I think that there's blessings in that too.
Yeah.
Because like I will love more passionately, and I will like appreciate little things way more because of that tragedy. Yeah. So it makes me better that way. You know?
That's why I always think about going back as far as the grandfather. It's like you can learn a lot. You could probably skip a lot of hard lessons and just ask your dad and your grandfather, and kind of just walk right into like a design. So like I think about my son. He loves cowboy boots. He loves being outdoors. He wants me to get a cowboy hat and get him to get a cowboy hat. In my country, yeah. Have I ever straight up rocked cowboy hats? No. I used to wear them sometimes fishing because I like the sun blocking. But I'm like, man, am I on a ranch, wearing cowboy hats? And
where I was a fucking poser.
Yeah, I do not want to be a poser. But I thought, whatever, man. Like my son wants to wear a cowboy hat and he wants me to wear one.
That's it.
What the fuck am I going to say? So I'm like, well, maybe I'm the start of a new thing. We're going to be cowboy hat, people, and my son won't know different. Then it'll just be a thing for him. Mm-hmm. I eat a little bit of pride or like a mini ego or embarrassment, because people are going to be like, "Well, you wear a fucking cowboy hat? We fucking cowboy now?" I'm like, "Fuck you." My son loves it. Whatever. I don't give a shit.
That's really at the end of the day.
And I guess what I'm saying is that's how I'm going to earn my fucking stripes. Is doing it for my son. So I think like. If you just had a grandfather who wore cowboy hats, you'd be like, yeah, I wear cowboy hats. But like, so, how much stuff do you have to earn of your pedigree, or how many chances do you get to change it or like, evolve it or feel like, yeah, fuck it. I guess it's on me, man. Like we're going to be what we're going to be because of me,
I think that's all valid points.
Yeah.
That's something to think about.
Yeah. That's things I think about.
That was a good one, man.
Yeah.
I like the refrigerator thing too, because you're right. We have just a fucking closet that's full of food all the time, and it's always cold. It's going to stay good.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, your vegetables are going to stay fresh for a week.
The kids learn. My fucking daughter tries to go in there and get some popsicles. I'm like, they just go in there and grab. It's fucking crazy.
So the other day we had, I caught that big drumfish, cooked it up the next day for dinner, and it was a big fish, so we're not eating it all in one meal. So we get done dinner, had fish tacos. On a Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
And it was, I don't know, well after dinner time, 7:30. And I'm sitting in the living room. Jerry comes out. He has a handful of something. And I'm like, what are you eating? He's like, a piece of fish. And I was like, no, you don't. He's like, yeah, I do. And he's just fucking hammering down on a handful of fish, like a chunk of a fillet. And he climbed up in the refrigerator, put his hand in the pan, grabbed a chunk of a fillet of fish, and that was his snack. He just walked around the house eating fish out of his hand.
That's what I'm talking about.
You're right though. 100 years ago, you weren't doing that. They weren't just they caught the fish
and they're like, yo, we cannot waste
and
this
we have
thing.
to eat all this, or they're salting it and putting it in barrels so they can rehydrate it later on.
Smoking it, curing it.
All our kids know is
making
like
soup out of the head.
Yeah, it's in the fridge, so we can just go eat it. When we're hungry, we just go eat out of the fridge. That's wild, man. How long have humans been on the earth? How many millions of years?
It makes you think like we did all these, we solved a lot of problems and added a shit ton more. So it's like, will life always be stressful as parents and as couples, because we just keep adding shit when we did solve the previous problems, but we keep trying to fill in the time saved with other more shit.
Yeah.
So like, think how much the fridge saves so much time and money and being scared if you're going to go, without food during a winter.
Or if your food's going to spoil.
So like, what if I base more, because before you would base your life around the food more.
That's it. Food and shelter. That's it.
Food and shelter. So it's like, well,
if I went,
yeah. So if I went backwards, it was like, well, I don't have to worry about the food. Shit, I could buy enough food right now, get a couple freezers, be done.
Yep.
So if I take care of that problem, technically that problem's done for the whole year. How much time and money does that save me? And I don't add something to it, and we hang out at the house or what would have been the farm more then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do we just take the problem, what we need, and just, I always think like how am I'm too caught up in the matrix sometimes, hustling, where it's like, none of it is worth it. I'm adding more shit for problems that have already been solved, but we keep saying, well, you need this now for the thing. Well, because you do that, now you need this. Like, didn't we already solve all the problems?
I mean, what do you want
Doesn't
to do?
the water just come right out the well? The
you
fridge.
Want to go back and live in teepees?
I don't want to live in teepees, but it's like, the house is my teepee. Now a teepee has a TV, a fridge, electric. Just flip the light on. So what else?
Toilet,
what else?
flush. You don't have to go outside.
How much?
It wasn't that long ago. You had to go outside to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Imagine middle of the night.
Macon's still doing it. He's pooped in his yard 3 times. I love it. You know what I mean?
Jerry has pooped in our yard a couple times as well. But no, can you imagine having like a stomach virus before there was indoor plumbing in the middle of the night? What that must be like?
Yeah.
And you got to run out to the outhouse.
I know.
To take a shit or to throw up.
I hope there's not a rattlesnake in there or bite your ass.
Gosh.
Yeah, speaking of doctors, the doctor called me the other day. I went to go get my thumb checked out and make sure I was good to not do anything with it, and because I'm not going to do anything with it. And and she's like, "Yeah, the brace on." I'm like, "Nah." She's like, "Well, you have good flexibility." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not bracing this thing at all." I'm like, I haven't done anything to it. So later on, like 2 weeks later, the doctor's office called and said, "Hey, we called the place you said in Middletown. They don't say that they have, you're not a customer there." I'm like, I didn't put Middletown. I don't know what you're talking about, but she's like, "Well, who's your family doctor?" I'm like, "I ain't got one." She's like, "Well, you can't come here without a recommendation." I was like, well, I've already been there. So, I said, "Do you write recommendations?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, then write one to yourself. I don't know what to tell you."
Is this all about billing?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then I'm like, I said, "What kind of bureaucratic crap is this,
dude,
man?"
It's fucking terrible. So
she was like, "You don't have a family doctor?" I'm like, "No." I was like, "Sometimes I go to adult medicine." She's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Adult medicine. You just go up to like Christiana Care up at the hospital, and like whoever doctor's on rotation, you can just see them.
Yeah.
And that's your family doctor." She's like, "All right, I'll call it there, see if they'll write a recommendation." I'm like, "I call everybody. Who the fuck do I care?"
Yeah.
That sounds like your problem at this point.
Dude.
How the fuck do you allow me to come in without a recommendation and then try to hit me up with one?
Yeah.
That's your fucking problem.
And then say we got an issue.
Fucking write a piece of paper. What, is there doctors in there? Yeah. You know what? He did need to get looked at. Go fuck yourself. Write it up, bill it out. Who gives a shit?
Dude, it's the Western medicine, Western medical field is number one. It's the greatest in the world. If you have an emergency, you get into a car accident, you need surgery, you have a heart attack, you need something. Like, there's no doubt in my mind, I don't want to be anywhere else besides America to have all that shit done. But as a general health thing, and the insurance stuff and the referrals,
hospitals,
it's fucking terrible. The fact that, like, I have an injured thumb, I can't just go to that doctor and get it fixed. You have to go to Dr. One first. That's not going to do anything.
Who's not specialized in the thing I want.
All he's going to say is, okay,
I can't do
this, so you got to go here. So now I've wasted 2 days of not working, of all these other things, just so you can bill properly?
Yeah.
It's fucking bananas.
Because the insurance set up a filter so that they don't have to pay a doctor. Like, well, you got to pay the first doctor anyway because I had to see them to get maybe the recommendation.
Dude, it's crazy.
So why not just go to the person who specializes in thumbs and go see that person?
I mean, cut
go
out the
fuck
middleman.
yourself. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. It sounds like your problem. I don't give a fuck. Like, dude, when I went in there to go look at my thumb, I went to go get an X-ray. Oh my god, I was pissing so many people off. I started with you could tell right away, I'm in sales. I've done high pressure sales. Like, I know I'm not, when I walk in there, I understand who is actually asking me. It's not her. It's the insurance company asking the questions and they're on behalf of those.
Right.
She's like, where it happened? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, you don't know? I'm like, does it matter? She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I said, well, is there a wrong answer that wouldn't get it covered? She said, yeah. I said, well, put down the right one that gets it covered. And she was like, really? I'm like, yeah. And she was like, well, was it at work? I'm like, that doesn't matter. She's like, yeah. I'm like, so we're going, and she was like, well, what day, what time? She said, how many days has it been since it happened? I'm like, well, again, is there a right and wrong answer? She's like, I can't really say all these things. I was like, well, I don't know. Yeah. You know, like I'm saying, like, bitch, obviously these are you're pre-qualifying me on this.
Yeah.
I know it's not you doing it, but I understand it's the setup of the system. So I'm like, I'm not dumb and I'm not a follower, dog. I'm like, I'm
proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Oh yeah. So then she was like, all right, well, so then I get past her. The nurse comes up or whatever. She's like, all right, let's go. I already know. She's going to try to do 100 things to me. I'm like, I'm just here for an x-ray is what I thought. I just want to get the x-ray. She's like, all right, we'll step on the scale. I'm like, I already know what I weigh. I weigh myself most mornings. And she's like, no, we'll just test. I'm like, I'm not getting on there. She's like, you going to be like this? I'm like, I'm definitely going to be like this. I said, I'm not trying to be rude. I just need the x-ray. That's what I'm paying for. I don't need, like, I'm not here.
We got to catch your blood pressure.
I will. She was trying to do, she's like, all right, we got to get your blood pressure. She tried to do blood pressure, look in my ear. I didn't let her do anything. She's like, I got to punch this stuff in. I was like, you can punch in whatever you want. I said, but I'm just here to get an x-ray.
So hold on. Were you in a bad mood?
I was not, and I was being very polite. And I actually had her laughing at one point.
Yeah.
Cause she was like, I was like, I'm going to be your funniest customer all day. I said, but I ain't doing that stuff. I said, I'm here to get an x-ray. I'm not here for a physical. I said, honestly, this is just ways it's going to be more bills on my thing. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not trying to go through it.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm not retarded. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not, my eyes are not shut. I know how the systems work, and it's not a conspiracy thing. It's like, I'm here for the x-ray. Bang the x-ray. I look at them like, they know I'm self-employed. At some point, I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm here like, can you do it now? I get the fuck out. If not, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna leave. I'll figure it out some other way. Can you do the x-ray or can you not? Yeah. See ya. And,
did you go to the walk-in?
Yeah.
Up in Smyrna?
Yeah. So I had to go there to do the x-ray. And then, so then actually and I was kind of rude, not like on purpose, but like, when I was at the hand doctor, the guy walks me in, he's asked me the same 100 questions, like, hey, well, when this and that's, and, I got a phone call I had guys on the job that I knew if they had questions, they had to be answered right then and there. Cause I told a customer I could not be there. And I was like, I gotta take this dude, blah, blah. I'm like talking. He's like sitting there like, I can't believe this guy's on the phone.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like, dude, honestly, I was like, I know it's rude, but like, you think you're cool? I'm even cooler, bitch. I'm like, I got problems right now. I got guys on the job site that are looking at a customer like, are we doing this or are we not? Right. And the boss ain't there. So they're calling the boss like, I'm getting this shit done. You can wait your fucking turn. You chose an hourly job. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, see ya. I got to wheel and deal and get shit done. However the fuck it happens, however it looks, I got to keep it moving.
Yeah, I wouldn't feel bad for that because they would do that to you in a heartbeat.
Yeah, they'll do it to me.
Yeah, and they would.
Yeah, they do. Can you here wait get down here?
Yeah. No,
hey, you do like
your appointment's at 11. We don't get you back here.
Can you tell her to come here and look at my thumb? And is it good? I'm going to roll the fuck out, build whoever you want, throw it up in the air, burn in the trash can, whatever you want to do. All right, like. Let's act like I'm an adult paying for the service. Right. You're not cool. You were supposed to just, yeah, we do care about humans. How's it look? Oh, it does look. It's not broken. The tendons look good. Great. All right. Well, see.
Was that was the diagnosis?
Oh yeah, I look at my doctor. Yeah. Shout out, Brittany. She might actually be a new listener. I shot her our Spotify. No, she was great. I'm just saying, getting to there, all the pre-qualifications that have nothing to do with them. Everybody's just trying to figure out who's paying for it, how much you're paying for it, how much more can we add on.
That's all they care about.
That's all it cares about because it's all built. It's all privatized. Everything's owned by, it's all corporations. It's all, you know what I mean?
The fact that it matters where you were at when that injury happened tells you everything you need to know.
When you don't ask me how am I feeling, about when you don't ask me about the problem,
they didn't even hit you with on a scale of 1 to 10. What pain are you in?
They don't. When you're not qualifying the injury, you're just qualifying if we're going to be able to pay for it. Then I'm out. You know what I mean?
Fucking wild, man.
Let's move on to something else. How's it going out there?
It's going good. So I got 3/4 of my boat stereo system in. That's what I'm going to do when I leave here. I got to get out there. And, if anybody's ever not fished wire through the hull of a boat sometime, it could be problematic.
Do they have a conduit for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there was, from front to back, there was a pull cord.
Yeah.
So that was easy, right?
Okay.
Boom. Pull the wires into the back speakers. You could reach from the hatch to the corner speaker. It was like it's like that far.
And you were drilling holes into the fiberglass?
Yeah, so
you were like this?
I didn't do it. My buddy Tom did, because I don't know if I could have.
It's just
and he's a professional, so I trusted him. He's done millions of boats.
Okay.
So backs, boom, done. Now we got the front. We have to run wires from the console like a 45-degree angle towards where the speaker mounts are there. A little bit further, not a big deal though. Got the holes cut. The problem is in front of the console before the deck where the speakers are, there's a fish box that is designated, in-hull cooler, right, for fish. And to the right side, the starboard side for all the nauticals out there, coat hanger, it went right there. Immediately, he's like, oh, I got it. Pulled the wire through. Easy money, right? Hooked that one all up. The last one on the other side.
That's the universe.
It is the universe, man. Make a long story short, hours, and all the right tools, not just a coat hanger, the fishing tools, all the stuff. It won't work. There's the hose that goes through the pump out of the fish box. It goes out of the side of the boat is like in the way, and the fiberglass, how it's molded, and the hull of the boat. It's not working. So after hours and hours and hours of trying this every different way and being unsuccessful, maybe a couple cuss words were said, maybe contemplated putting a sledgehammer through my boat. The best way is going to be to remove the other speaker up front that we already have hooked up, use that speaker wire as a pull cord to pull new wires, and then run them straight across behind the fish box to the other hole.
Do you need that speaker?
Honestly, you don't. And look, that was a thought to go, let's just mount the speaker so it looks like it. The rest of the boat
cut the hole?
Yeah. Yeah. So, but
now you got to put that speaker in there now.
We were playing it with 3 speakers, and it sounded phenomenal.
No, you're stuck. You cut the hole, you got to get it done.
So that's what we're going to do when I leave.
So you got a hole in your boat.
Yep. On the inside, so there's no water coming through.
We know, but you got a hole in your boat.
Yeah.
I mean,
but no, that's about it. So we're guestless this week. You and I bullshitting for a quick short one and let me just look. Let me see if they message.
I'll tell you who it won't be.
Back.
Sodell bitches, come on. Gosh, I want to run.
Look,
real quick, I'm gonna grab some chew.
Oh God, what are you doing?
Grab some chew.
Okay.
Talk to the people.
Tom's grabbing some chew. I'm seeing if I got a DM back from Sodell bitches. Which, for the record, I'll give you another chance. Tom will too. He's just talking shit. Yep. Nothing. Left on red. Left on red from 2 days ago. Actually from, over a week ago. So, no biggie. All good. Everybody gets busy. It is what it is. So, we'll see what happens from them. We'll probably hear from you today, right after we wrap this one up. So, Tom with his bad habits, he's got to go get his chew, his long cut. Oh, here he comes. I hear the boots. This kind of sort of sounds like high heels. All right. So anyway, that's about it. Who's going to be
guest shows on?
Huh?
You check it? What's it look like?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
I am excited about our daddy-daughter dance this weekend.
That does sound like a good time.
Me and Saul are putting on. Haven't heard about it? Check out our video on Instagram. And show the venue off this morning.
Yeah, that's going to be nice, man. That's going to be a good time. I'm really glad y'all did that. That's very nice.
We're going to do it every year. So next year, you got to make sure you and Ellie come. She'll be a little bit older, a little bit easier.
Yeah.
She'll be able to let her go, let her play. You know what I mean?
Fuck no, around a bunch of men. Fuck y'all.
Hopefully we can grow to 100ish people next year.
Yeah.
I think the first year 60 people is pretty good.
Hell yeah, man.
I think that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got to come out of pocket a little bit of money, but that's okay. I mean, it's going to be a great time.
What the hell's the point of having a shit ton of people anyway? God, we always just want to grow it, man. You got to grow it, man. We need more people. Just fucking have a good time. Go fuck yourselves.
Well, I think that's why I think it is a good.
Yeah.
Even if it does hang around, 50 to 70 people.
That's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people.
I'll tell you what, speaking of dollars, man, I can't wait to get Ellie out on the boat this year. It's so important to me that she's inclusive of the outdoors. Like, I want her to be just the same as Macon in the outdoors. I want that little girl wearing cowboy boots, a cowboy hat. I want her to be a badass bitch. Mm-hmm. That's my goal. Like, I want her hunting. She's going to learn everything that I know. Hopefully, down the road, they do not work for someone else. They work for myself. Hopefully, they can take over what I started and maybe create something new with it or create something on their own. I really don't care, but, like, I'm trying to raise her on the outdoors, man.
You can't go wrong with that. And whether it's outdoors hunting, fishing, or outdoors sports, you cannot go wrong with that. And Jerry's entering into a sports era of his life, and when he comes home and he just says, "Let's go have a catch. You want to go throw the little cross ball around? You want to go? Look at what I'm doing. Look at what I could do with the basketball, and or hitting the baseballs in the backyard." Mm-hmm. It makes me so happy because he's not coming home and playing video games. He's not stuck. Now, I'm not saying he's not getting on his tablet. He does sometimes, but he's so deep in his little sports era.
Yeah.
And we had Hot Mom's brunch on Sunday, which you weren't there. Disappointed you didn't show up to
that.
Well,
I pissed everyone off on Mother's Day. I fucked it up.
So we'll get that in a second. But during Hot Mom's brunch, the boys were out in the backyard. They were hitting baseballs and lacrosse balls off of a tee with a bat, and the outfield was a bunch of dudes with lacrosse sticks trying to catch the ball.
That's awesome.
And that these little kids that are from 5, 6 years old up to 8, 9 years old that are all playing this game that they made up together.
Yeah.
That's just shit that makes you happy because you remember doing that when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Making up your stupid games. You know what I mean?
Keeps the kid alive in you, and it shows especially if adults get into adults can still have the kid in them alive.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a little play set in the backyard. The smaller kids were out there.
Yeah,
the girls were doing their thing. Bunch of crazy kids got in the pool, even though it was kind of dreary and chilly out.
Yeah,
kids don't give a shit.
They don't care.
They're in the pool. And then Charlotte comes up to me and says, "Hey, can I get me and Piper get in the hot tub?" And I'm like, if I get you guys in the hot tub, everybody's going to want to get in.
You're going to grass all
and
in.
Not that I don't trust them, right? Charlotte and Piper, they're a little bit older. I trust them. So I said, look, I'll let you get in the hot tub. Let's wait until everybody gets dressed in their clothes. I was like, so hang out. When everybody gets dressed back into their clothes, then you can get in the hot tub because no one else will jump in. She was like, all right, cool. 10, 20 minutes later, she's fucking freezing, right? In wet clothes. She's like, can we get in now? I'm like, all right, you're good to go. And just them two got in, hung out, played a little bit.
Yeah.
And they're older. They're not going to fuck around. And they were in for, 20 minutes and got out. No big deal.
How old's Charlotte?
10.
10. What grade's that?
4th.
4th. Okay.
Yep. She'll be in Kansas school next year. 5th grade. Is Kansas 5th grade?
So I think just 6.
Okay.
So you're 3-4 years away still. Then there's going to be a for sure boyfriend.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be thinking about those things. All right, the stages you're in, and then damn, there's going to be a boyfriend around there sometime,
Yeah. There's some degree, I do look forward to that.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm going to be a good boyfriend dad.
Yeah.
And I'm not, get your guns ready. I'm not that type of dude, man. Yeah. I'm gonna want to show you respect, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you be like, damn, I don't really want to mess up because that dude's so cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to man, he's so respectful to me. I don't want to fuck him over now.
Yeah.
Because that's how men will default to thinking like that.
Yeah.
But I'm not looking forward to all the other stuff that my mind will go to. I'm not looking forward to my little girl growing up. She's already growing up way too fast. But anyway, so if you guys don't know, Mother's Day was the other day, last weekend. We have at our house at the Filthy Mermaid in the bar, past couple of years we've had Hot Mom brunch, and we just serve a bunch of food, bunch of mimosas, Bloody Marys. Everybody comes over, has a good time. It's a great thing. Tom said he was coming. He didn't show up. All right, shit happens. Hey, it's not Tom's day. It's Candace's day. So what did you do?
I didn't do Mother's Day well enough.
How do you not? What did you not do?
I didn't do a gift. I didn't do a card. The problem I made is...
Did you forget?
No, I didn't forget, but, I thought, we were more doing it for our moms, because we had a brunch set up for our moms and stuff, and her mom, and Danny's mom, Chris's mom. So I thought the more the focus was on that, and that I would, leave the house, get her some stuff, casual. My wife expects it.
You fucked up, bro.
I fucked up. And she expects it the moment my eyes open that I get the Mother's Day out, there better be. I know now,
yes.
There's no, yeah.
How did you not fucking know that? Macon's 4.
Hey, man. I'm always learning. Okay?
God.
This
is coming off of, and you fucked up on the birthday, too.
What session are we? We just said we weren't going to air out fucking. Hey, look, at the end of the day, all right, maybe I fucked those up, right? Whatever. But you know what I did do?
No.
I did buy her a fucking brand new Toyota Sequoia, which I'm pretty sure smoothed all that out.
I hope so.
You know what I mean? It's hey, I may have forgot about those for a moment, but whatever. I stayed fucking on the course, and I got you the gift that I promised you at least a year ago that we had to figure out how to get to.
So...
I can't do them all.
So is it because, Mother's Day didn't start out the best? Is that why you guys didn't make it over?
Yeah, man, I didn't make it over because she's pissed and shit. The whole fucking day was done.
Candace, you should have just came over, left Tom and the kids. You should have came over to our house and had your mimosas or your Bloody Marys, ate a bunch of food, and said, fuck that guy, fuck them kids, mommy's going to go have a time. That's what you should have done.
I'm always still learning. I do not claim.
We are.
I do not claim to be perfect.
Nah, we're all still learning.
Always learning. Especially birthdays. If she didn't tell me about my birthday, I wouldn't even remember it, And
women and men do birthdays different, for sure.
Yeah, and you know what? And over the years, I lost a lot of care about some of these things that were for even myself, which is kind of part of the problem.
That's the problem. Yes,
because then I forget how important they are to other people. Because
yes.
I slowly had to forget about some of those things because they weren't happening for me.
Yeah.
So I was I guess we just won't worry about me in those things. And
no,
but now I'm oh yeah, people really do care about these things. Me, I'm we haven't done a birthday.
Yeah.
Not that we always did my birthdays. Until my parents got on drugs. Then after that, no one's at my graduation, but it's just my library teacher taking pictures of me. It's So I forget how, shout out Mr. Nesbitt.
Oh shit.
He passed away. He was cool shit, man. First time I met him, we walked, I think, we had a study hall for football and we went in there and, I was like, hey man, the internet on this computer isn't working. And he's like, man, just take mine. And it was it's the main desk, right as you walk in. He's like, if the phone rings, man, just answer it, And I was like, I like this guy.
That's cool.
He was a cool dude. I'd go in there and try to, cause they would put out refreshments. So I'd go in there for the food and stuff and just to chill. I had a good, cool group of friends I was hanging out. I always liked to nerd out in there. But speaking of, mornings, this morning I woke up and I did get another itch. I have to. And it is a must. It's like a thing that I have to get out of me. I have to immerse myself in, but I very much need to get into the Thai river at the Thai farm and I need to fish it. I need to walk in that water for the 5 hours it takes. I know, man. I need to get in there. I would say these things time up. I do so much with my own life and building this and doing that. I need to go okay, that was a lot.
Disappear.
It's been months. Yeah, I need to just go in that water and hear only nature, fish, and just be just that. I love fishing, but it's even more of blending that with just nature. Mm-hmm. Getting the 5 hours to myself and I get to reflect on what all the things I've done for the 6 or 8 months. You know, I did it all because it can be very, very stressful with all this stuff. I like need that. It's like a nice, let the water wash over me, wash out the old Tom, introduce the new one, get them installed, reflect on the old stuff, and make the plans for the new stuff, and just be for a moment.
Yep.
I need it badly. I need to like
make that happen.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And Cam's like, she's like, shit, I need the river too. I'm like, all right, well, let's call Ryan up and try to schedule something like.
Yeah. Make that happen.
So yeah, maybe. Well, we usually do our time one. You were there. You coming? We doing some underwater floating.
Definitely want to get out there soon, especially with the weather warming up, stuff like that.
It's a shame. It ain't nothing but a drive. Just
Jerry asks about it all the time. When are we going back to Virginia? Yeah. You know, he does ask about it. I got to get my 4-wheeler running, so when we go back to Virginia, we're good. You know what I mean? So, no, we should, maybe we'll hit up Ryan and see when they're going.
I
go once a month.
I need it. Like,
you could probably go by yourself.
I know. We'll see if she'll let me. Like, I would just run down there for the day just to get in there to go fit. Like, I don't say, like, I ain't going to do it so I can drink some beers. But like, I sometimes wake up and I'm like, after a lot of shit's happened, I'm like, all right, man. Like, if you had like a therapy session or a place you like to go to sit, I've always in my life have had places I go and I could sit there. It's harder now because I have kids and wife, but I used to always at least go somewhere and I could have some quiet and have reflection because of the pressure that I put on my own self, because I set goals and I do achieve some, and some are, it took like, it's crazy. It's like, how much I can tune out and departmentalize how probably stressed out I really am and how hard the shit probably is. And when I get to it, I'm like, I can't believe I even got through that. Like, what the fuck was that all about?
And those decompress or reflection spots, they have to be in places that you don't go to. That's not your everyday routine. Yeah. You can't do that at home. You can't come in here and do that. It's got to be out of your norm to really like defrag and reflect and maybe even think about what's next, especially thinking about what's next. Because you can't be distracted with the normal everyday stuff that doesn't matter to you anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it helps me reflect on my family, it gives me a chance to miss them.
Yeah.
Which I think is important. Because we're with each other all the time, every day. The guy I fucking bought a car from, he was like, yeah, man, I'm trying to get a house. I was like, okay. And I went and looked at it too. I'm trying to get him approved. And I'll be in there. ABC, baby. Always be closing. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, look at this house. He's like, and then we're going to talk. I'm like, okay. I'm like, as he was like a bachelor party. He's like, no, I'm married. He's like, my kids are grown. He's like, I've been around women my whole life. My mom had 9 sisters. I had 9 aunts. I had all daughters. My kids had all daughters. He's like, I need a place. I can work here. I go home, go to this house and fucking have some beers, be by myself. He's like, I make enough money.
He wants a second house?
He wants a second house just for himself.
That's fucking crazy.
And that's what he was saying. I thought that was like, and Cam's like, you're married? He's like, man, I've been with that bitch for 33 years. He's like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, I need to be alone. I need some time for me.
Do you know what's funny is
I was laughing.
My buddy DJ lives in South Carolina. He has an Airbnb that's like 10 minutes from his house.
Yeah.
And it's nice. I mean, they did a lot of work to it. It's on a nice piece of property, like maybe like 20 acres. They call it the farm.
Yeah.
But he'll do that. He'll just go there and like watch TV by himself. Like if it's not booked out. And it's just, he's, the most fucked up thing is, and like, I hope they're not listening, but he was driving home from, I think, the coast of South Carolina or somewhere. It was like, maybe it was even Michigan. It was like a long trip. He was coming home and he was like, something stressing him out or he was getting bitched at or something. And he was like, yeah, I'm like, 8 hours away. But he was really like close. So he just fucking went to the house and sat there for like 6 hours and then went home.
Yeah.
He's like, so I got to go there. He's like, I just chilled out, got my head right and all that. And then I went home. He's like, but it's the greatest thing ever to have that thing that close.
That decompression time is important. I used to always decompress after one of our big vacations. First off, coming down off of all the drinking we used to do back then. Like I would go to Pat's. I would get back on Sunday. Then I would drive to Pat's and like have beers and like just decompress and Like, shoot, that was a lot.
The vacation from a vacation is a real thing.
Yeah, especially with the kids.
Especially with the kids, and if you're running around. If it's just me and Pam, like, I like, and we both are in the same way, you like doing nothing.
Yeah.
I like, there ain't no wake up and rush out the door, because we do that every fucking day.
Yep.
I don't go on vacation to do that. I want to sit, have coffee until I'm done.
I don't think people are good at that. I've found that with other groups I've gone on vacation with, like I got some friends, won't name them, but they can't sit on the beach very long.
Dude, I can sit on the beach all day.
They're like, yeah, let's go to lunch. Let's go there. I'm like, oh, look, this is the extreme. Like, this is a very nice beach.
Yeah.
I'm chilling. I could sit here all day.
Yeah. Pack me a bologna sandwich.
Do nothing is the vacation. I don't want to go do stuff.
No, I don't. Yeah,
I don't want to go to the restaurant because I've been at a restaurant. There's none that you're going to take me to that I'm going to enjoy because it's just going to be another person trying to hurry and give me some shit to get me the fuck out of his table to make the next tip. Like, and I'm going to sit here with kids just fucking nagging me. I'm like, this is an expensive ass dinner for these kids to nag, and they got to walk one around. One needs a fucking phone. It's like, or unpack some sandwiches, sit on this beach, and then sit on this beach,
right,
and then
we're
just fucking chill.
Yeah, that's what we like to do. We've traveled for like a wedding or a funeral.
Yeah,
we've had to stay overnight, a night or two, and go by ourselves, and we'll get in an Airbnb close by. And the best was just the morning time when it was nothing to do.
Yeah,
and hey, we don't have to be at the wedding until 4:00.
Yeah,
that means we get up and we have all day.
Yeah,
and just sit. She reads a book. I'm sipping on some coffee. We're watching TV, hanging out. Maybe go outside, walk around.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, it's the best decompressed time ever. And we're there for a wedding or for a funeral. Like, literally, in 1 year, we had a wedding and a funeral. One was in Virginia, one was in South Carolina. And so we had to go. It was far enough away. You stayed overnight. And they were, I think the one was 2 nights. The other one was 1 night. It was almost, we were there for a reason, but it was a vacation because we got to just do nothing. There was no kids to get ready in the morning. There was no in and out, wake up, rush out the door, do this. So, no, that's the way we like to vacation for sure.
Man, I can't wait. I'm going to go get some cowboy hats, my son. That's my new mission. So we got
cowboy hats, Ty River.
Macon has to learn how to ride a pedal bike. He's well on a balance bike. So pedal bike this year. He's going to be introduced to more like better swimming. Like, I'm going to get the floating pad for the back of the pontoon boat because that does help. Like, as far as them being in one area, then you kind of
grab onto.
Yeah, and like hang out. Like, so Candace doesn't have to hold Ellie the whole time. Like, they can fall the fuck off the pad, get back on, and the floating pad was nice. Do that. The bicycle. A lot of fishing. Get him immersed in it, and then get ready to get Ellie like just at least on the boat and get immersed and just hanging out, and Candace as well to show her like she hasn't seen the rivers and all. Like I think she says she's excited because I'm like, look, you're gonna enjoy like being on just a John boat, like you're gonna be like, wow, we have all this out here. Like, yeah, this is really nice out here, Yeah. And they get these cowboy hats, and I think he and I are just gonna be little cowboys together.
That's awesome, dude. I love it. Well, this has been a good one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
By the way, did anybody reach out yet? Have we put up any videos where people were listening that could give us some feedback on what they like hearing and all this shit and blah, 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 blah.
Came out, we've had a string of bad luck the past 2-3 weeks. Somehow video files get corrupt. Somehow shit happens. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I spent way too much time on it. We have to move forward.
I bought a new hard drive for us so we got it.
No, so, but this is going to be a good one. I'll definitely would love to hear feedback. Definitely would love to not only get guests on, but also be guests.
I'm going to have some fucking beers today.
I'll probably have.
I'm going to go have lunch right now. I want to meet I have a salesman for my deck company. I'm going to go meet him for lunch. I'm going to have a couple beers. I'm going to rely. I'm just, I'm going to celebrate as I've bought the new car. I also give myself goals. I said, I bought the new car. I gotta find whenever I buy something, I always find things I could do less of to help.
Yeah.
And I think what I could do more to also help. And I'm about to go have some meetings, have some beers, fucking like something I love, just sitting like just fucking making some masterminds, just sitting there like, how the fuck we getting it? Well, we get some more work, some more money, and like let's give these people like some products they fucking love. Like they tell their neighbor, that neighbor tells that neighbor, just like let's fucking go.
Juiced up. All right, go win a game.
Let's fucking get it. Guys out there, girls out there, love y'all. Have a great weekend. Go fuck yourselves.